This is Versace Pour Homme, and I think you're probably wondering if this is still relevant in 2024 and onwards. Today I'm going to answer everything that you've been wondering and give this a full, honest review. But first, let's get into the presentation. Versace Pour Homme was perfumed by Alberto Marias in 2008. It was made in Italy. So this is the look of the Versace Pour Homme line. They have the same bottles throughout Dylan Blue, throughout Pour Homme. See-through bottle with the Versace medallion on the front. On the top, you are getting on the cap Versace's design that surrounds the top of the cap. When you flip to the bottom, that is where your batch code and information will be. My batch code is 2123DG. This is a 100 ml bottle, and this is eau de toilette concentration. Now this is the box that it comes in. It's very straightforward and simple. On the front, it says Versace Pour Homme. The concentration and the size. On the top, it says Versace, and then on the bottom, information there. On the back, your product information and ingredients. Now, before I get into what I smell from this fragrance, let's go over the listed notes on Fragrantica. The top notes are lemon, bergamot, neroli, rose de mai, middle notes of hyacinth, cedar, clary sage, and geranium. Base notes of tonka bean, musk, and amber. When you spray this fragrance on, this is very, very fresh, very, very clean. It's hard to go wrong with the fragrance like this, but when I spray it on my skin, after you let it calm down for a second, because there is a little bit of an alcoholic blast, you are definitely getting a lot of musk. Those citruses are definitely giving this brightness to this fragrance. Neroli and other florals combined together to give it almost like a soapy edge. Like, this is one of the most clean, friendliest scent profiles to wear to pretty much anyone. It's hard to dislike a scent profile like this. That cedar is definitely detectable, at least to me. I do get that woodiness that definitely floats to the background with this musk. It does have a little bit of like a seawater type smell. Almost if you picture like the evaporation of rain, it kind of gives that kind of scent profile to this fragrance. Like, that tonka bean does sit there to give it this almost like creaminess. It's not as obvious as it is in another fragrance, what this is actually kind of an inspiration from. Versace Pour Homme, being launched in 2008, smells eerily similar to Chanel's Allure Homme Sport, which came out 4 years before this fragrance. So this is definitely not an original DNA. You could say it's a little bit of a cash grab in the end, but this definitely does have a place. Chanel Allure Homme Sport is more heavy on the tonka bean and is slightly sweeter than this. A fragrance like this is perfect because it's not too overbearingly sweet for an office setting. This is known as one of the best office fragrances of all time, but I will say that where this fragrance actually shines the most is in very high heat situations. You will find that if you wear this in a cool, air-conditioned climate, the performance is not going to be good. I'm just going to tell you straight off the bat, this is a fragrance that you will want to wear in high heat when you don't want to scream into other people's faces, but you just want to smell fresh, clean, and have that kind of energetic citrus to carry you throughout your day. Summertime, but this can also be worn in spring, or it can be worn as a signature scent if that's what you want it to do, but I don't think that this is too situational in terms of its seasonal versatility. Because of the tamed down sweetness in this fragrance, the older generations are going to like this a little bit more. Younger generations I find gravitating towards the sweeter option, and I do have an option for you at the end of this video. So for this 100 ml of Versace Pour Homme, it is around 137 Canadian. Can get a 50 ml, and that's going to run you around $104 Canadian. But I bought mine for around $62 Canadian on Fragrance Buy. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to purchase that. Definitely go shop at any discounter. Never buy full retail, like I always say. Now, this fragrance, although it smells great, and although it is a very professional, easy to like fragrance that a lot of people can wear, it does have a downside that kind of irks me a little bit, because the scent profile to this is very nice, but the downside comes when you start testing the performance. Now, the performance, I think, is a lot of people's letdown to this fragrance. Before I say, I do get a good solid average longevity of 4 to 6 hours out of this fragrance. When I wear this in cool, kind of not high heat climates, I find that this barely even performs at all. If you go outside in a warm summer day, yes, you're gonna get a little bit more projection, but it's going to fade off a lot quicker, and that's kind of the downside of this fragrance. But because of its affordable price tag, you can definitely respray throughout the day and carry this with you in a small decant or in your bag if that's what you want to do. But definitely consider reapplying this fragrance as the day goes by, because you're gonna have to. Here's where the disappointment comes: the projection and the sillage. I don't find this fragrance giving much projection at all. And in fact, I found that the majority of the projection, which sometimes is the case, was in the first hour. After the first hour, it pretty much dies down to less than half a foot of projection, and that's gonna carry you to around the 3 to 4 hour mark before it fades into a skin scent, and then it's gone shortly after. That's honestly the biggest downside to this fragrance, is the fact that it just doesn't perform. And I'm just being straight honest with you guys. Now I will say that the quality of the fragrance in itself smells pretty good. It's not the best quality smelling fragrance in the world. In fact, I do think that the Chanel does smell a little bit better in terms of quality. I'm trying to make reviews for the modern man, someone that wants to buy this fragrance in today's day and age. If I was to review this in 2008 or 9, my score would be probably higher, but unfortunately there are competitors to this fragrance that take the scent DNA, make it a little bit cheaper, and are more powerful, and that's why it's a little bit hard to grade this in today's day and age. If you're a little bit older and you want to just have a professional, fresh and clean scent profile, this could be your fragrance, but I feel like there are a little bit better alternatives, including the Chanel, by paying a little bit more. I mean, double the price almost, because you can't get those on discounters. If you're gonna buy this fragrance, it is great price, it makes a great gift, and it's an amazing scent profile. As much as I do love this fragrance, and as much as a lot of people I know love this fragrance, and they're gonna be a little bit disappointed to hear with everything that I had to say about Versace Pour Homme, I'm gonna give this fragrance a 7.5 out of 10. There's just better alternatives for cheaper. And that's why I recommend you check out my review for Missoni Wave right here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you over there.